as we were talking about 2024 and the Marvel release calendar, of course, there is only one thing coming out in theaters by Marvel in 2024, and that is Deadpool 3. Maybe my most anticipated movie of all time. Maybe not of all time, but it's certainly my most anticipated movie right now. I cannot wait. It was with great joy and glee when we found out that Deadpool 3 was finally officially coming and we would finally get the on-screen teaming up of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Wolverine. So much excitement. Ever since then, a lot of reports coming out about other various people. We've had like Patrick Stewart hinting that he was going to be in it. Halle Berry is most likely going to be in it. You know, a lot of different things. But recently, there have been some more set photos and pictures that have come out. One that basically you could tell it's the Red Skull's car from First Avenger, and one that is like the van from Moon Knight, like the donut van from Moon Knight, has come out, and it's got a lot of people talking. And the basic operating theory right now that is pretty much held by most people is that all these pictures that have come out are taking place in what is known as the Void from Loki season 1. And correct me if this isn't a great for those of you who don't know what it is, it's kind of like a place where certain remnants of pruned timelines go, right? And it's this place, and it played a big part in Loki season 1 for a couple of the episodes in there, and which has only doubled down on a lot of the theory that the TVA is going to play a big part of this movie and all that kind of stuff. And as being my most anticipated movie, period, and there are a lot of people very excited about that sort of tie-in to Loki and the Void and the TVA and all that kind of stuff. However, let me throw this out there. And I say this as the one human being most excited about this movie more than anybody else. I'm a little worried. I'm a little bit worried. It's the first time I have felt a little bit of concern for Deadpool 3. Not proclaiming doom is coming, not Dr. Doom, I mean Doom, but rather a little bit of concern. And here's what my concern is. We just saw the Marvels make a tragic mistake. And there were a number of factors that went into the box office failure of the Marvels, but one of them I have always contended, even before the movie came out, was that there seems to be a lot of reliance in the Marvels on people having seen the Disney Plus shows, which of course many people have not. You're featuring Ms. Marvel, you're featuring Monica Rambeau, and a lot of the audience looked at it and felt like they were behind. Like, oh yeah, the trailers made it clear that you're supposed to know who these characters are already, that these characters have already begun their stories in the MCU. It's not like going in to watch the first Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time, where everybody knows this is the start of the story, so we're not behind. A lot of people did not feel that way for the Marvels. And I think that kept a lot of people away. There were other things as well, 100% there were, but I think that was one of the things that kept a lot of people away. And it was a mistake for Marvel, and I believe it is still a mistake for Marvel, to try to integrate their Disney Plus stuff as being prerequisite knowledge and understanding for what's going to be happening in the feature films. I think that's an error. I think that's a mistake. And I hate suggesting anything skeptical about Deadpool 3 because I'm dying to see this movie, but I would be lying if I didn't say I was at least a little bit concerned that Marvel may be making the same mistake in Deadpool 3 that they made with the Marvels. While most people who make shows like mine and watch shows like mine, most of us watching have probably seen Loki. But you know what? A lot of people have not seen Loki season 1 or Loki season 2. A lot of people haven't. A lot of people who go to Marvel movies have not seen the Disney Plus shows. And I'm not proclaiming doom again. I'm just saying I'm a little concerned that with all the stuff we've been seeing coming out of, the Deadpool set stuff, that there might be an over-reliance on a Disney Plus show that a lot of people won't see. That there will be elements of this Deadpool 3 movie that for you to get it, you would have had to have watched something that was on Disney Plus a couple of years ago. And if you didn't, a lot of this is just going to seem like, mumbo jumbo to you. You're not going to understand at all what's going on. Marvel needs to get out of the habit of making it required homework in order to watch a new movie. You know what I mean? And Jason just has the best idea. Man, Marvel should be bringing in Luis Michael Pena at the beginning of every MCU movie to say, okay, just to get you up to speed, and boom, and then give a 5-minute thing to set everything up, and we'd be fine. But I gotta say, while I have complete trust in Ryan Reynolds, I have complete trust in his team, my enthusiasm is not waned at all for Deadpool 3. I'm just saying I'm a little bit worried that they're making some Disney Plus show required watching in order for somebody to be able to understand what's going on in Deadpool 3. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, MasterClass. Guys, you know, as a small business owner, I am finding myself having to be in negotiations all the time, whether it's with new contractors, vendors, or even agencies that represent our company. Now, I don't like to go into these negotiations unarmed, so I found the perfect class on MasterClass, The Art of Negotiation by Chris Voss, a real-life former FBI lead hostage negotiator. Taking this class on MasterClass made me feel a lot more equipped and confident going into all these various negotiations I have to do on a regular basis. MasterClass makes a meaningful gift this season for you and anyone on your list, because both of you can learn from the best to become your best, from leadership to effective communication to cooking. Every instructor, thousands of online lessons, exclusive content, insight, and much more. There are over 180 classes to pick from. Everything from filmmaking with Martin Scorsese all the way to cooking with the great Gordon Ramsay. In MasterClass, you will find practical lessons that you can apply to your life and work. This holiday season, give one annual membership and get one free at masterclass.com/Campea. Right now, you can get 2 memberships for the price of one at masterclass.com/Campea. Masterclass.com/Campea. Offer terms apply. I don't know, Chris, you know, we've seen the new images coming out. I think almost everybody agrees that's probably the Void. That's probably what we're looking at. I mean, I suppose it is possible it's going to be something else entirely, but I don't know. Am I getting worried or concerned over nothing? Is this something that you think other people will be concerned about? What do you think about this?
I think a lot of people are concerned, especially with it being the only film on the Marvel slate, you know, for that year. The comparison I keep coming back to, because again, I feel that the Marvels isn't the catastrophe that everyone keeps making it out to be.
Just the box office.
The box office is not great, but for people who are like, that movie's a train wreck, it really isn't. It's a fun movie that, sure, has a few clunky moments and a few moments that I went, I don't need this, but great action sequences and fantastic characters and Aman Vellani. But what I'm more concerned about is them making the same mistakes of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is a lot of cooks in the kitchen situation, and I don't want to have meaningless cameos. If they are just like flash in the pan little things, be very clear about it, make it that. But it's so many people in here. I mean, Elektra, I love Jennifer Garner, but for why? For why are you here?
No, you can complain about anything else you want, Chris. This one is sacred.
I don't want you to be happy. Why is she here? Why is she here? There's so many people in this that I'm not sure how stuffed this is going to be and if it's going to have any payoff, especially if this is going to be a movie that has some connective tissue to the greater MCU. Are we in the void so we can be focusing on timelines? Are we going to bring in certain characters into the timeline to move forward with the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Is this our full introduction to combining the X-Men with our Disney characters, so to speak? Is Mickey Mouse going to come in and just like slap somebody and be like, you're part of our team now, bitch? Like, what's going to happen? There's a lot going on here, and I'm more concerned with all the different things that this movie may be expected to pull off. I think the biggest issue with the Marvels was the marketing of having the reliance on trying to have a connective tissue to Thanos. That was nonsense.
Was stupid.
That was outrageous.
Mad.
That was stupid.
I felt like the marketeers thought I was a moron by doing that. I'm going to trick her to seeing this movie, and then whoop, there's no Thanos.
Yeah, at all.
I don't think that's great. I don't think you can treat your audience that way, because it does treat your audience like they're kind of dumb. You have to give them what they're getting at face value. You don't have to give away the entire movie, but you at least have to tell us what we're going to see somewhat. Let us know who the villain is, kind of. And this movie, if they do something similar, it's not going to be great, because I know you always tell us, like, leave your expectations at the door. if you tell me Thanos is in a movie, I feel like that's an expectation I get to bring in. You know what I mean?
I never even really thought Thanos himself would be in the movie.
No, but I
Yeah.
heard motivation.
What those trailers clearly told us,
Yeah.
what the clear implied message of those trailers was that Thanos's influence
Right.
was in
A
this movie.
disciple of.
She's
That-
an acolyte, if you
that-
will.
An
Da-
acolyte.
what's her name again?
Darben.
Darben. I was going to say Darben. Darben. Those trailers clearly laid out
Yeah.
that Darben is some kind of acolyte or carrying on the work of Thanos or do something like that. And that was all just a lie to trick people into saying, oh, yeah, well, I knew Thanos. Thanos was a cool villain. Let's see what this is about. Oh, I still get mad when I think about
And
it.
to be fair, Marvel has always had an issue with villains.
Yes. With few exceptions, but they generally have
For the
struggled
most
with
part, we've
villains.
had, jobbers or one and dones kind of situations. So we got to get better at that part too. And that's another issue here is who's the big bad of this? Is it just censorship? What's the big bad? I want to know.
I still think a variant of Deadpool himself is going to be the villain
If
of
it is not sewn shut mouth Deadpool, I don't know why we're here. I will be so disappointed.
And you guys were talking about re-releasing Infinity War and Endgame.
Right.
What if they attached the first trailer to those
Yeah, you
re-releases?
can get away with that.
You know, like that's the only place you could see it for like the week that they release. Maybe that they could do something like that
Before
if you
dropping
want-
online.
If you want me in the seat of a re-release, that would be enough for me to at least be there for the first 5 minutes.
Well, listen, I think you're 100% right. You re-release Infinity War or Endgame and you say
Exclusive trailer.
the first Deadpool trailer drops next week, but for 1 week, people going to see these re-releases will be the first exclusive people
Yeah.
to see the first trailer for Deadpool. The problem with that, of course,
It
is
leaks.
it means you got to get Infinity War and Endgame in theaters in January or February, because I think around February is when
Right.
they're going to want to drop the first Deadpool trailer. So that'll be a bit of a challenge. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.